Rating the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Jeri.
And I'm Brad, and on this episode, we'll be exploring number 15 from Jeri's top 20 movies of all time. And her number 15 is Inside Out, released in 2015, directed by Pete Docter, written by Pete Docter, Meg LaFave, and Josh Cooley, and edited by Kevin Nolting. Starring Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Richard Kind, Bill Hader, Lewis Black, Mindy Kaling, Caitlin Diaz, Diane Lane, and Kyle MacLachlan. 11-year-old Riley Anderson and her family moved from Minnesota to San Francisco. We witness the effects of the move through 5 personified emotions in her head that influence her actions: joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and anger. Okay, so I think a couple things. Again, this goes to the quirky thing. Jeri likes quirky, and this movie is pretty quirky. It's really inventive storytelling to explain the actions of a person. It's kind of like, for the olds, it's kind of like Herman's Head. It's kind of
I love that show, by the way.
Where you're kind of like inside the person's head. It's animated. Jeri really likes animated movies. And it's heartwarming, and that always hits her in the cockles. So, that's why I think it's on your list.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. It's a really, really, really inventive story, and it's good. It's funny. It's heartwarming. It's deals with our whole mental capacity, and it's really good.
Yeah, and one thing you don't see on screen a lot is, trying to explain the actions of people, and they're doing it with an adolescent girl who's going through a lot. So, she's already just going through growing up and changing, and then in the middle of this, her dad gets this new job that takes him halfway across the country, and she's away from her friends, and she's a hockey player, and now she's out on the West Coast, which isn't exactly known for its hockey culture. So there's all this stuff going on with her, and at the same time her parents are so involved in the move, and her dad's working these really long hours, so the parents are not connecting with each other, and she's kind of neglected during this whole thing. And of her inner emotions, Joy, who's the character that is voiced by Amy Poehler, is kind of the ringleader. And she is like always trying to make Riley feel joyful and kind of push back the other emotions. And in the midst of all of this, sadness kind of takes root, and there's like these like core emotion things and stuff like that, and there's this like whole journey with stuff. And throughout the whole story, it's really about addressing that a well reasoned and adjusted person feels all of these emotions at some point. You can't feel joy all the time. You're probably not, if you also feel sad all the time, you're probably not going to make it. And sometimes you're going to get angry, sometimes you're going to be disgusted, and sometimes you're going to be afraid. You're going to have these base emotions all the time. They have their place, and they're there for a reason. It's okay to feel sad from time to time. That's a normal reaction to certain things, and it's great to feel joy most of the time, but these other emotions have to be there. Or what does joy mean? Like, what does joy mean if you're never sad, if you're never afraid, if you're never angry? What does it mean to be joyful? It's like it's almost a meaningless emotion if you don't have the other things to balance it against.
That's true. Also, this shows her maturing and showing that it's not your memories are not just coded in joy. Like, it could be sad and joyful at the same time.
Or just sad. It's okay to have a sad memory, because over time that sad memory can become bittersweet, and
it's part of who you
it's
are.
It's part of who you are, and it'll have a place. There's a reason that memory is there.
Mm-hmm.
You hang on to things for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's going to teach you something, or maybe it's going to remind you about something, so that you can. It's basically all your memories as you grow up are about stepping stones.
Yeah.
You build on these things, and it helps you become the person that you're going to become.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really good movie.
It's very good.
Pixar was just, so like the last probably 10 years. This is probably like the kind of the pinnacle of it, because after this is kind of when Disney has gotten into its like sequel thing, and no original content, which is kind of Pixar's kind of bread and butter. This is kind of the last of the original Pixar things that's just truly excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really, really good.
We watched Inside Out 2 recently, which is
it's good.
It's good.
It's not like this.
It's different.
It's different. It's not. It's dealing with her a little bit older, and she's moving from adolescence to pubescence, basically. And she's starting to feel those emotions, which is that's an interesting story as well.
I honestly really appreciate and like the way they handled anxiety and how they showed how it affects you and what's going on, kind of in a very layman's term, what happens to your body when you're having anxiousness. It's really good.
Yeah. This movie's just really, really excellent, like start to finish. It's kids get something out of it, adults get something out of it. Pixar does a really good job of not dumbing things down, which I always appreciate. I hate movies for kids that dumb things down.
Yeah.
That treat kids like they're not smart. Kids are very smart. Kids can pick things up. You have to make them simple. You can't make them overly complicated, but you can explain things in a way with kids that you don't have to, dumb it down. You just have to make it simplified. You can't make it real complex, and they get that and they appreciate that.
The voice acting it's
really good.
Over the top, phenomenal. What is the woman's name that plays Sadness?
Phyllis Smith.
Yeah, she was on The Office. She was perfect, absolutely perfect. And Amy Poehler too. She's got that high level energy to her voice, which makes sense for Joy. It's really good. It's really well casted and really, really good. Yeah.
I give this one an 80.
Nice.
It doesn't even break my top 100, but everything about it's really, really good. I don't gravitate towards animated movies in the same way that you do. So
yeah.
But this is a truly excellent movie. Okay. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm sure you've all seen this movie out there, I would think. But of the Pixar movies, I would say it's probably my favorite.
For me, it's Toy Story 3.
Toy Story, oh God. The emotional roller coaster this studio puts us on is just nuts. Toy Story 3 is an emotional roller coaster for sure. And the first 20 minutes of Up is cinematic perfection, and also a tearjerker. So yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, treat yourself.
Yeah, it's really good.
And watch it.
And if you have Disney Plus, you can watch them as a double feature.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can watch both the first one and the second one.
Yeah,
together.
I actually watched the first one after we just watched the second one for this list. I watched it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. All right. And you ranked it an 80.
Yep.
If you have anything you want to say about the movie Inside Out, you want to tell us about, please do so in the comments. Please like and subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to talk to us directly, please do so at ratingthelist@gmail.com. But for now, I'm Jeri.
I'm Brad.
And we're Rating the List. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.